This is Nonsi. Say hi to Nonsi.
Hey, Nonsi.
Hi, church. I'm going to share my faith story with you today. I grew up in a Christian home where I learned about Jesus at a very young age. I went to a Christian high school, and here I accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior in my first year. My spiritual journey was great when I was growing up. I always received spiritual support from my family, especially my parents, who have always prayed and fasted for us as children. My mom especially is a prayer warrior, and I've always gained from her prayers, but to a certain extent, I may have become a lot dependent on my parents' prayers for my own faith. So when I left home 7 years ago, I never imagined I would experience a difficult season that would make me realize I needed to own my faith. I soon realized that I had been a Christian all my life because I had inherited our parents' faith, but had not made it my own. Because for 4 of the 7 years I've been away, I struggled with unforgiveness, something I never thought I would struggle with. I had been a Christian all my life, and I knew right and wrong. I knew I needed to forgive, but I couldn't. Instead, I clung on to feelings of anger that slowly turned into hate. And I secretly sat on these feelings for far too long that I lost touch with God. I still showed up at church on Sundays, even though I was unable to pray and worship. And internally, I wrestled with my inability to forgive and my need for an apology. Because I was not willing to share my struggles with my friends and family, unhealthy thoughts often filled my mind such that I reached a point where I felt immense self-contempt. It was at this point that I knew that I wanted God to take this away from me. I didn't know how 4 years of bottled up anger and hatred would go away, but I was ready to reaccept Jesus into my heart. For healing to occur, I had to take the steps towards God and not my parents. So I prayed, and God had me. But one of the profound ways through which He has responded to my desire to reconnect was to bring me to TMP Young Adults about 2 years ago. I really didn't want anybody to know about my journey, but God had His own great plan. Young Adults Tuesdays is honestly a safe space where young people can be vulnerable in the presence of God without judgment. It was through the faith stories that were shared every Tuesday I attended, the Bible studies, and the many spiritual conversations I managed to have with other young adults that God graciously renewed my mind and heart. And over the past 2 years of attending Young Adults, I relearned how to love and to serve others and to serve God. And I learned to forgive. I now have a personal relationship with Jesus and have continued to experience Him. Just like the prodigal son, when we run to Him with our shame and guilt, He embraces us and He rejoices in us. And today I am publicly declaring my love for Jesus through this baptism and my desire to be part of His family. Because for me, He forgave my sins, and He redeemed my life and crowned me with love and compassion.